telling you, bro, it's this way.
Dude, it's literally not over here.
I promise you it's over here. See? I told you.
Oh.
Anyways, Eagles, welcome to this week's episode of eTV.
I'm Uchina.
And I'm Blaze.
First up, ESN.
Starting off with baseball, last Saturday, March 29th, they played against Sam Houston and won 8-5. This past Tuesday, they played against Sam Rayburn. Here are the scores for that game. Today, Friday, April 4th, they play against Sam Rayburn again away. Next week, they play against Alvin, with Tuesday at home at 6, and Friday being away at 4.
Moving on to softball, on last Friday, they played against Shadow Creek and lost 12-11. This past Tuesday, on April 1st, they played against Pearland. Here are the scores for that game. Today, on April 4th, they play against South Houston away at 4. Next Tuesday, on April 8th, they play against Sam Rayburn home at 6:30. Make sure to be there.
That was it for ESN this week. I'm Cade.
And I'm Hudson.
And we'll see you next time.
Up next, we have On the Streets.
Hey Eagles, it's Caroline.
It's Alonzo.
And welcome back to On the Streets.
Today we're going to be doing some speed run questions.
Wrong answers only edition. Let's go.
Wrong answers only. What shape is the Earth?
Flat. Octagon. Flat. It's an octagon. It's a heart. It's a heart.
Okay.
Flat.
A square.
What is a noun?
Running.
Running?
Yeah.
A verb. Who's Dr. Seuss?
Your mom.
America.
My physician.
How do you tune a piano?
With a fish.
Good. Yeah, good answer.
What's Peter Parker's real... Never mind.
What's Spider-Man's real identity?
Henry McGregor.
Okay, guys. Those are some really wrong answers.
I'm surprised you thought of them that quickly.
We'll catch y'all next time
On the streets.
Bro, this word is so fire, bro. Has so much aura. Alright. Oh, next up, hot seat.
Hey Eagles, welcome to another episode of Hot Seat, where the questions will keep you burning anticipation. My name is Neela, and I'm your host for today. Today I'm here with Miss Smith. To get things started, could you walk us through what jobs you handle here at Dawson?
Yes, I'm an English 2 teacher, and I teach reading. So I teach sophomores and freshmen.
And did growing up with a mom for a teacher influence your decision to teach?
It did in kind of a roundabout way. I was an English major in college, and my mom always said, you really need to get your teaching certificate. And I said, I'm gonna not get my teaching certificate so I can make sure that I never end up teaching, which is really funny. But then after my youngest daughter started pre-K, I decided to do alternative certification, and I ended up really loving it.
And were you involved in any sports, clubs, or activity as a youth?
I was involved in speech and debate.
What are values you instill in your teaching?
I like to really instill that the 4-year college path isn't for everyone. I have 4 kiddos, and 3 of them have gone or are going the regular college track, but my son, who always wanted to be a train conductor, spent his whole time growing up convincing me that 4-year college wasn't the track for what he really wanted to do. And so he went straight into training with the railroad, and he makes more than me now, and he's only 21 years old. So I always try to tell that story to kids and encourage them. The path isn't the same for everyone.
And as a teacher, what's an area you're always working on to improve?
I think the relationships are really the most important part. And I always want to work on organization, but really connecting with kids, and I think showing up just as your authentic, true self and making those relationships, they really pay off. I still have contact with kids from my first year teaching 12 years ago, so I really celebrate that and love that. Those relationships are super important.
And what are your thoughts on banned books? And have you ever read one that left a great impact on you?
I feel like banning books isn't typically a good thing. I think there are some books that can be genuinely dangerous, and those should be kept off the market. But I think most books that people just find objectionable might be the most important books to read. I think the dystopian books that tend to get banned, like people speaking out against like George Orwell and books like that, I think those those end up sometimes being the most important books because they can be predictive of what happens if we don't have those freedoms. I think parents and students together should make those choices, but I feel like a library, so many things that I read that shaped who I am came from the library, and I hate to think what I'd be like if those books hadn't been available to me.
And finally, can you nominate 3 candidates for our next episode of House Seat?
Heck yeah, I can. Miss Smith, Miss Audrey Smith, Miss Spain, and Miss Tucker, all on this floor.
Thank you so much for doing this interview.
Thanks for including me.
And thank you, viewers, for tuning in. That concludes today's episode of Hot Seat. We'll see you on the next one.
Stay back, you fiend. I feel like I'm in a movie.
That reminds me of our next segment.
Movie review. Stay back!
It appears we've got a letter.
A distress signal? Who knows? Maybe it's an ancient cookie privacy. Oof.
Hey. Hey.
Keys gang.
What? No.
Bo?
You got my distress signal?
That was you?
Yeah. I got bored. I also might be stuck here.
Oh, Krobus, I love you so much. You're the only one for me.
Anyways, Eagles, that was this week's episode of eTV.
I'm Uchina.
And I'm Blaze.
Thank
And
you for watching.
Why are you...